You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. It is season 3, episode 7 of Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L. Something about me. But I bought 3 Stanley Cups on the internet this week. So when I am PMSing, I really have to hyperfixate on something. So what I did was I was looking at unused Stanley Cups on the internet to see if I could get them cheap because I'm trying to see what it's all about. Listen, Ginge and Virginia are all about their Stanley Cups, those big 40-ounce bitches. And I know that they are for car culture only. I could hear Alina talking in my ear right now. They're for car culture only. They're really impractical for city living. And listen, city living, I am sitting in my living room. City living, more like living room, where I'm sitting 90% of the time because my living room is my office. Okay, so I do have this issue where I've been using this Gatorade water bottle. If you're on YouTube, I'm having a great hair day and I'm showing you the Gatorade water bottle. But I use that all the time. When I'm working, I have a cup of water and my coffee or whatever other beverage. And I can't have the Gatorade water bottle. Like, it's just unprofessional. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, let me get the Stanley water bottle, professional looking vibe. So I go on my like reseller websites to see if I can get an unused Stanley cup, like still in the box. And I want one of those big ass 40-ounce bitches. Like, I'm really trying to be a part of what the girls are doing. So of course, I find one I really like, and it's like red with pink hearts, like a Valentine's Day exclusive from the seller on Mercari. And I will say, if I have to rank all of the resellers in my phone, I have Poshmark, I have Mercari, and I have eBay. I have been an eBay like gold star member since I was truly in high school flipping shit on the internet. Poshmark, hate the algorithm. Mercari, love the UI, UX. Whatever the interface is, I love it. I love that it just like gives me the endless feed, and it's all relevant to like what I bought. So the color of it, what it is, all those things. And if you're looking right now on YouTube, my entire feed is Stanley Cups. So I found the Stanley Cup I liked. I add it to my cart. It signals that I have a bundle and I could bundle and save. So I go to the seller and I see all these other unused Stanley Cups. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I bought 3 Stanley Cups on the internet for $80 last week. And I only have one in right now, but the other 2 are coming. Don't ask me why they came separately. They're from the same seller. I don't understand. So that's just me. I went to Wisconsin this week. So for the 4th of July, Raver Merritt, uh, and Raver Alina were so kind to invite me to Merritt's home in Wisconsin to be near the lake that they live on and on a boat and away from the city for the weekend, which was wonderful. And honestly, getting there was funny, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Essentially, Wisconsin was amazing. They were woke, like these woke Wisconsinites. They were all on the 4th of July at this backyard barbecue, like, this big, beautiful bill is so ridiculous. Like, fuck Trump. This is terrible. Taco Trump. I was like, oh my God, yes, my people, let's go. A drink bucket, $9.99. I had a sandwich. It was a chicken sandwich. It was like bun, gigantic chicken patty, mozzarella patty, like a mozzarella stick in patty form, and then marinara sauce, and then another patty, and then truffle fries on the side. That was one meal. It was incredible. It was like $14. And I did feel like my arteries didn't know what to do with it. Like, I didn't, not to TMI here, but I didn't shit for days after that. It was just like the cheese block was just somewhere up here in the chest region for several days. Okay. So that was amazing. I also won something called a tank race, which apparently is something that either happens in Wisconsin or their family just does. I don't know. I didn't ask because I was trying to like be a part of the local culture. I was like, this is probably just something Wisconsin people do. So I won a tank race, which is a bunch of little fireworks, I guess, shaped like tanks, like little cars, and they set them all off at once, and then the top three that go the furthest win, and I got 3rd place among 2 other babies. So it was like 2 babies and me in 3rd place, which was amazing. And I did have to ultimately give my prize to the children because it was like a beading necklace kit. And I did have to make it for them as well. I didn't just have to give it to them, I also made them the necklaces. But I was just happy to be nominated. Okay. So that was my Wisconsin cultural weekend. It was gorgeous. I have a beautiful tan now, a nice base for the end of July and the August trip. So we're feeling really excited. Also, while we were there, finished the Queer Ultimatum. I know we talked about this briefly last time and how they were like popping bottles of Andre, getting excited for their experience. And now we finished the episodes. The reunion is out. All of the episodes are done. The season's over. 4 out of the 5 original couples got engaged. Oh, sorry. Not trigger warning. Spoiler warning. 4 out of the 5 couples got engaged, which, it does not mean it's successful. Do not think that this means like ultimately they are a successful thing, because they are all undiagnosed with something. And it is not a lover girl syndrome, let me tell you. These people are all in some way causing some traumatic issue to their partner, and that's okay, fine, like that's their journey. But seriously, people, get a grip. Okay, get a grip. I had a crush and then I had to learn to hate her because everybody like lived long enough to become my enemy, except for the one with like the curly mullet. I never stopped loving her. Bridget, if you're out there, what's up? Not in a like sexual way, just in like a I think we might be friends way. Okay. Okay. Speaking of get a grip, I think I have TMJ. And I think I just like when I'm sleeping, I just like really lock up my jaw. And recently I listen, I started thinking I have TMJ. I didn't Google it or anything, but my TikTok knew that I was thinking that, because then I started getting these TikToks of people like with doctors trying to fix their TMJ. So I need someone to put a glove on and stick their hand in my mouth and start rubbing around, right? Like they get in there and I start to like really move their stuff around their jaw, and it apparently seems really relieving. So that is something that's just new about me. Okay, so those are the current events that I have for you. Nothing else. My brain is empty. Rave review, I only have one, and it's the 10-year anniversary of the Obergefell and Hodges Supreme Court decision in 2015. And that was on June 26th, and I know that I missed it, but I remember where I was when that decision came out. I remember in 2015 being at my internship the day after I graduated college, and I had nothing to do at my HR internship, but I remember this happened, and I tweeted, like, time to unfollow all the equality haters. An ally at her best. Am I right? So I really can't believe it, but it has been 10 years, and it really makes me feel some type of way. Like, same-sex couples having the right to marry, and that like states can't deny them the same legal protections or whatever as heterosexual couples. This shit was not that long ago. Ellen was on air for longer, and like her ass was still not able to get married. Well, she was in California, so it doesn't apply to her. But I just like sometimes have to reflect on how recent all of these things were. Like, for me to have been 21 or 22 years old when this happened is historic. I'm like, damn, bitch, you've been a part of history. And I'm not just talking about 9/11. Listen, everyone's always like, oh my God, 9/11. But this is a kind of a big deal. And when it's eventually repealed, I'm going to be like, I was there for both. And I was conscious and I was an adult. And then I also like think about, we just passed the 100 years of like women having the right to vote. And then I started thinking about, okay, so I know it was 10 years since the Supreme Court decision about like gay marriage, but all the other shit, like all these other women's rights were just like in the 70s. Like my parents were in their 20s, 10s, 20s. They're very separate in age, so it's both. But it's hard to believe that, like, it was like the 70s where like Title IX happened and Roe v. Wade, like hella shit was happening in the 70s. And then I'm like, okay, it's sort of just inspiring to think about being a part of the era and the beneficiary of all the hard work from all the women that came just like a mere generation ahead. And now we're out here with like the No Kings riots, and they're overturning all of Roe v. Wade, and all this terrible shit is happening. But I want to think that we are a part of another 70s where something good is going to happen and people are going to gain more rights and they're not going to lose rights, and we're not going to go back in time. So that's just what I have to think about. And I do think that a big reason why I like vote and do service is just like to honor the struggle of the people who made it happen for me. So all those incredible women and people who advocated for these rights, thank you. And that's why I get like hella abortions, and I buy 3 Stanleys on the internet with my Benny bank accounts because it's legal for me to do it. 1 Stanley per bank account. I'm opening bank accounts to fund these Stanleys, okay? Because women can only get bank accounts in like the 60s. Okay? So that's why we have to do it to honor them. Debt, I do it to honor them. Them, capital T. Okay, moving on. Grave reviews. We're moving to my Wisconsin trip again really quick because on the way out, first of all, we were supposed to go Tuesday night to Wisconsin. Me, Merritt, Alina, their dog. And the flight is canceled early on the day on Tuesday. We're like, okay, They're like, there's no other flight for you. Just go figure it out. Call a Delta agent. Okay, right. So we're trying to figure this out. The only other flights that are direct are the next day. So then we try to fit, there's like a 10 a.m., a 2 p.m., a 7 p.m. We're like, well, we already lost one of the evenings, so let's try to do it as early as possible. Okay. Can't get on the early flight. Apparently, there's not seats for all of us. So then we get on the 2 p.m. We're all, we have our extra night. I shower, have great hair. We get to the airport, yada, yada, all this happens. I don't have a seat assigned and I don't have like a group assigned. It's like, figured out at the gate. So I'm at LaGuardia. I make my way to the gate. I bought the ticket already. They put me on this flight. It's confirmed. I got the motherfucking Delta app, even though I'm already running out of space on my phone. And the point is, all of the boarding happens. And this gate agent is literally begging for people to not take this flight. I bought a ticket for a flight and then I'm being begged to get off it. Maybe AI can help us here. Maybe AI can help us with this and allow booking a flight that only, first of all, exists, and second of all, fucking plans on departing. How is it 2025 and I'm being pulled to the side for a 4-ounce sunscreen? A 4-ounce sunscreen. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad, but the girl at the desk is trying to give me $1,000 to not get on the flight that leaves in 5 minutes. Every group had boarded. I still did not have a seat. I go up to her and I was like, hey, ma'am, like, you gonna assign me a seat? She's like, I can't assign seats until we get the people. The flight is overbooked, and essentially we need volunteers to get off the flight. I can't assign seats until we get the amount of volunteers. And I was like, don't look at me, bitch. My 2 friends are already on this flight. They boarded in group 4. Listen, I'm in it's past group 8. And not for nothing, in the app, they put me in row 19, seat D. Look at a flight map. There's only 18 rows. Okay, so they put me in a seat that doesn't exist in a group that doesn't exist. All right, okay, great. I'm going to need them to be so fucking for real. The airline industry is already like just shit in every single way possible. Like, it's terrible for the environment. It makes like zero profits. The workers are underpaid. The FAA is underfunded. Everything's horrible. And it is what it is. And I guess that's it. Let's band-aid it forever and never fix it. Okay. Someone must have told the airline industry to never change, and they took that shit seriously. And what happens? She's begging people. People finally take the $1,000 that she's offering to get on the 7 p.m. flight. Meanwhile, it's like 2 p.m. You got 5 hours in LaGuardia, terminal whatever, terminal C. There's nice shit in there, but not nice enough for me to fucking be waiting there all day. Absolutely not. Also, while I was waiting for this flight, a kid fully pulled out one of his teeth. Like, I don't know how to tell you this. Okay, I'm sitting there. A woman next to me, apparently the mother of the child, is eating a sandwich. The kid is truly like, an American flight is landing, a Delta flight is landing, flight 506, whatever, right? Like, he's identifying planes landing at LaGuardia. And then suddenly he's like, Mom, my tooth. And he's like pulling the tooth out of the bottom of his mouth. And the mother eating the sandwich is like, Adrian, why? And he's like, I think another one is coming out too. I was just sitting there like, I need to leave this place immediately. And at least it came out after he went through security. Like, he was pulling the teeth out at the gate. Imagine he pulls them out in line for security and you got to go through and be like, I got these 2 teeth. Tooth fairy don't come till tonight. What do you do with it? Also, parents, question for you. What do you do with the teeth? Because I'm pretty sure my mother still has a drawer of my sister and my baby teeth in her home currently. Like, there'd be my problem. Like, what am I going to do with my former teeth other than sell them on the internet? Okay. So that's something I have a question about. It's like, what do you do with the teeth? And also, why is everything horrible about an airline? And this is an industry we can't fix. Sorry about that. Great review. Bye. Can I say something? Love Island is exploding. So 2 people have been kicked off the show for using slurs on the internet. 2 women of color, by the way. And there are all these Trump supporting men. Like, they were the big whole deal at the beginning of the show. Like, there's all these Trump supporters on here. 2 women have now been fully ejected from the show, kicked off the island for having racial slurs on the internet. And once again, I will say, I do not feel bad for you. If you are going on Love Island, if you are doing anything in the public eye, you need to go back and comb through your shit. Throw me a G of that travel influencer money and I will fucking Google you for you. All right? If you have a Twitter with a bunch of tweets on it, make it private. You think people can still find it? Delete it. How about this? Make a new one. A new Twitter is born every single day. With 5 days left, they kicked out the second girl. The first girl, night 1, she was on the first episode. Episode 2, she was gone. Yulissa has left the village. This one, Sierra, 5 days left of the show. She's in the only couple that's closed off, and they fully kick her out because she said a racial slur, which I agree she should be kicked out. But also, this could have been avoided. Pre-production. Vet the candidates. Fucking Google them. Why is it our job? It's the internet's job to sleuth and do all this shit. You should be doing this. Okay, Love Island is like the biggest show, the biggest platform to give somebody. You should have figured this out already. And the way they say it on the show is they just go, Sierra has left the villa due to personal reasons. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be an issue. That's going to be an issue, a future problem to be solved. This show is happening in real time. It's not as if their cancellation is happening after the fact. It is truly, and they were waiting us out too. The whole internet, this woman has lost followers. She went from 900,000 something. Now she's down to 700,000 something on Instagram. People are hundreds of thousands of people are mass unfollowing her, and they think that she's a mean girl. So she fully got kicked out of the villa. Okay. Also, this is one of those shows where like you are not in the real world anymore. Like you don't get the news, you don't get to have a phone, you're sort of just there laying in the sun and like kissing people all day. These islanders don't even know that Mom Donnie is the Democratic mayoral candidate right now. Imagine when they find out. Oh my gosh, they're going to be gagged. They don't even know that the big beautiful bill passed. What is Amaya going to say when she hears that? I don't even know. It's one of those like Big Brother house. Do you remember years ago in 2020 when like Big Brother season was happening and COVID-19 lockdowns were happening and like all the deaths were happening and the whole world was shutting down? They had to go to the Big Brother participants and be like, hey, so there's a global pandemic and we need to shut down production and you all need to go home and quarantine because this is killing people and there's no cure. That happened. Imagine you are in the Big Brother house on airing television and someone comes to you and is like, hey, there's a global pandemic, people are dying, there's no cure. This is not a joke. It is psychotic and crazy and so like Truman Show energy. So I don't know how I feel about it. It makes me feel uncomfortable, but that's not my truth. Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. There's a karaoke this week, this Thursday, hosting Karaoke con Desi with the sponsorship of Dyke Beer. And I do want to say I'm sorry in advance because Desi and I are Libras, type Bs, and therefore we will be disorganized and nobody will be sober enough to run the computer. So it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be quite interesting because the two of us are going to be like giving demon energy and want to be performing, but then someone has to be at the computer at the back of the room playing the songs on YouTube. Also, I don't have YouTube Premium. I watch YouTube every single day of my life. And you know how many ads, how much of my life is wasted in ads? Between my fucking phone game and YouTube, I'm just like watching ads 90% of my day. Like, do you have any idea how depressing these ads are? It's wild. So imagine me. I pull up my YouTube, I put on a song, you see 90 seconds of the most depressing ads you've ever seen. Then your karaoke song finally plays. Like, this is going to be hilarious. So I'm sorry in advance, but you should definitely come. It's going to be a blast. Song of the week. This is the song. Okay, so Desi pitched the song for us to do at karaoke on Thursday. It is What Would You Do by City High. Also, why was my mom obsessed with the song growing up? Why was she obsessed with this song about this young woman's trauma? She had a broken home as a child, her father, an abuser, her baby father doing drugs in and out of prison, her son home starving. She has to have sex with men for money just to feed her child. And you know what? She went to grade school with this young man, and he is telling her to pull up her bootstraps and figure it out. Sir, please, with these fucking Republican ass, Trump ass tropes. Get over yourself, okay? But this is the song of the week. It is What Would You Do by City High, and also still trying to determine if it's appropriate for me to do in a karaoke capacity. I am not trying to get canceled. I am not trying to be a part of something that is not appropriate. So I did poll my Instagram followers. Right now, we only have 2 people who said don't do it. Everyone else said it's okay. But I'm mostly looking at my people of color. All right. I'm gonna need you to let me know if it is okay or not. I appreciate my white people telling me it's okay, but I do want to be respectful. Okay, so let's all talk about that. Let's all talk about that. Okay, moving on. Come to Queerioka on Thursday. That's all I have to say. I have no brain cells left. I'm so sorry. I will post a photo of my 3 Stanleys when I have them. They're really, really cute. Like I have the heart one. I had this other pink one with these like cute little star thingies, and then I have an orange one. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta put different shit in all of them. Like I need one for water, one for coffee, and then one for like my daily diet Coke. I don't know what I'm going to do with three. I live in a studio apartment. I don't know either. Okay. And I'm fucking over it. So moving on. It's been wonderful to have you here. I have missed you so much. Sorry I have no more brain cells left, but I love you. This has been Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L. And the L is for, say it with me, love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.